Report, wrestling pedigree.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Rotz Report. I'm your host, Matty, and along with me is the co-host and the best thing to come out of Idaho, Christopher Rotz. How are you, sir?
I am doing perfectly well, just chilling on this fine Thursday. I was off from work today, so it made it totally better. I'm ready to talk about wrestling as we're going to be doing the 3 shows that took place from Perth, Australia with Friday Night SmackDown, Crown Jewel, and Monday Night Raw. And then we're going to be doing our NXT AEW review, and we'll be giving our predictions for this Saturday's AEW WrestleDream that will be streaming live on pay-per-view and HBO Max, wherever you get your pay-per-view streaming stuff these days. And always say yeah to NoDQ.com.
Absolutely. It's been a really crazy week in professional wrestling, and WWE was down under with Perth, Australia, and their events. So let's get straight into it for Friday Night SmackDown. What was some of the stuff you took away from what is one of the craziest shows that SmackDown had for a long while in Perth, Australia?
What I got out of it with SmackDown is definitely the Sami Zayn United States Championship Open Challenge. He has been killing it every single Friday night. And we got his opponent, and it was the returning Shinsuke Nakamura. I thought it was going to be Grayson Waller because he is from Australia, and they possibly want as many Australians on the show as possible. But my prediction was wrong. But hey, predictions can go out the door sometimes. And Matty, you got it correct. So congratulations to you, fine
That's
sir.
the only thing I got right. The only thing I got right.
It was a back and forth match. Sami Zayn is still the United States Championship, and Shinsuke Nakamura got his old WWE theme song back. I am happy that some of these WWE superstars got their old theme songs back, like Nakamura, the Street Profits on Friday. That was great. We all know that Def Rebel is not a good wrestling theme song artist. Hopefully they can go find a better theme song artist, and WWE could be better with theme songs. What else I got out of it? It was the main event with Aleister Black, Damian Priest, the last man standing. That was crazy. Aleister Black gave a fireball to Damian Priest. I was like, holy crap. Did WWE change creative stuff, like team members that made SmackDown enjoyable? Because what I've been hearing is with the creative team, they want to make these shows enjoyable, have shock value to all of WWE. And it started last week with SmackDown when I saw the fireball, and Selena Vega helped Aleister Black with the win, and they did not mention it on WWE TV that Aleister Black and Selena Vega are a happy couple. They're married, but they did not acknowledge it. So hopefully WWE acknowledged it tomorrow on Friday Night SmackDown that they're married. And I feel Aleister Black and Selena Vega are going to possibly be like the next Karrion Kross and Scarlett. That's what they have comparisons about. And I'm ready for the Aleister Black Selena Vega partnership and see where this can go. Hopefully this could be a boost to Aleister Black in character wise, and Hopefully they can put a championship on Aleister Black down the road by the help of his wife, Selena Vega. And also the MFTs, they are back in full strength. That's a hockey term for the National Hockey League, for the NHL in the United States of America. They are in the war paint. That was crazy that they are in the war paint, and they're also going to be teasing a feud with the Wyatt Six. Where do I see this going? Possibly they could do Survivor Series where you could have the Tongans, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Lola versus the Wyatt Six for the WWE Tag Team Championships. That's where I could see it going. Or they might do MFTs, Wyatt Six in War Games. We don't know what's going to be happening. And that's the only stuff that I got out of Friday Night SmackDown.
I totally agree with your take on SmackDown. I really enjoyed the return of Tomatonga and all the and them and MFT more paint and stuff like that. It's a brand new angle to go with them. I'm looking forward to the Wyatt Six rivalry they're gonna have. The main event was phenomenal, and just to see um, Black and Damian Priest kicking ass, and it was a really enjoyable last man standing match, and ending it with fire is always a good way. Um, and like I predicted, it was Shinsuke Nakamura because obviously they're doing the tour of Tokyo from today. It's a really, really good SmackDown, and I really enjoyed it. But, and this is a but, you cannot deny how freaking awesome Steffi Falcon is by just even doing a group contract signing and stuff like that. And the tag team match was really good also. Crown Jewel. It got a B rating from ESPN, but what rating did Christopher Rotz give Crown Jewel Perth?
Well, my take on Crown Jewel is I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. They finally step it up. They finally put on a good show. Not the lousy show that we had to witness was WrestlePalooza.
Oh, God.
And I had to see my childhood hero, John Cena, lost to Brock Lesnar. And now they finally stepped it up and they finally put on a good show. First off, Roman Reigns, Bronson Reed, that was a great kickstart to the match. It was a great match all around. Bronson Reed needed that win, and he finally got the win by the help of Braun Breaker. The Usos coming out, and personally, Jey Uso spearing Roman Reigns. I said, oh my God, this is going to be deja vu all over again with the Usos and Roman Reigns. And it didn't end it there because after the match, Roman Reigns went off on the Usos saying, I still love you all, but I can't. You're the reason I can't do stuff and win on my own. And I don't want to see you guys until Christmas time. So why would Roman doesn't want to see the Usos on Thanksgiving? That is November. That's the first big holiday before Christmas. So does that mean the Usos got to wait to see Roman on Christmas? But hey, it's just for the storyline. They're going to be seeing each other on every single holiday. So Where do I see this leading to? I feel Roman and the Usos are going to possibly be teaming up for War Games. Next match, Tiffany and Stephanie Valkyrie. It was an all right match. I wish they could have went on, maybe give us maybe 5 or 10 more minutes of the match, but it was a short match. Stephanie defeated Tiffany Stratton, having Tiffany Stratton lost her first singles match in 2025. Her undefeated streak came to a crashing end by Stephanie Valkyrie. It was Stephanie's time to finally win it, and with Triple H, he's strapping the rocket to Stephanie Valkyrie quickly. And how he did it was the Women's World Championship victory over Io Sky at WrestlePalooza. And now the Crown Jewel Championship with Stephanie Valkyrie. And everybody is starting to get introduced to Stephanie Valkyrie and understanding what is Stephanie Valkyrie is all about. So I'm happy for Stephanie. She deserves it. The next match, I'm going to tell you, it was a banger of a match. That was match of the night. John Cena, AJ Styles. We had John Cena's in-ring introduction. Then John Cena had a paper, and I says, okay, what does this paper got to do with the match? Beforehand, it was the ring introduction for AJ Styles. And when I heard the word total nonstop action, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be an emotional ride. This will be an emotional match because John Cena is going to be retiring in 2 more months. He only has 4 months, 4 dates left. He's going to be in Boston, Madison Square Garden. He's going to be at Petco Park for Survivor Series. And he's going to be competing on Saturday, December 13th at Saturday Night's Main Event for Washington, D.C., John Cena's final match. It was a back and forth match of Cena and Styles. That match was paying tributes to the great rivalries. With AJ Styles, he did Christopher Daniels' move, Frankie Kazarian's move, Samoa Joe's moves. John Cena, he did the Miz Skull Crushing finale. He did Sister Abigail. When I saw Sister Abigail and when all the fireflies coming out, it hit John Cena very well because it was touching that John Cena and Bray Wyatt had an amazing rivalry. Then John Cena did the chokeslam. John Cena did the RKO. John Cena did the Tombstone Power Driver. I thought John Cena was going to hit a 619. But I'm going to tell you, that 619 will be happening very, very soon when it's being reported that we're getting John Cena, Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship at Survivor Series. So I do see a 619 coming from John Cena. So we have to wait until Saturday, November 29th to get it. And also AJ Styles did the Sweet Chin music from Shawn Michaels. So that was a good match. And now Cena has 4 remaining dates. John Cena got his 100th win. Was next for AJ Styles. He even said it on the Crown Jewel kickoff that 2026 is going to be the final year for AJ Styles. And I am hearing that next year, 2026, we're getting a AJ Styles farewell tour. So it's going to go through January until December. We'll definitely talk and touch bases on what we could see from AJ Styles in 2026. Next match, Rhea Io versus the Kabuki Warriors. It was an all right match. I changed my originally I had the Kabuki Warriors winning, but I had a change of heart and I did go with Rhea and Io gained the win. Rhea gained the win in her hometown of Perth, Australia. And where I see Rhea and Io Sky going from here, they're going to be a part of the Women's War Games match. And then possibly after that, I feel it's time that Triple H puts the Women's Tag Team Champions on Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. I'm predicting it's going to happen. Next up, the main event, Seth and Cody. That was a great, solid match. Seth got a little injured with his shoulder, with his arm. I don't know if he's legit injured or this is going to be another work from Seth Rollins. We just got to find out and see. Seth finally defeated Cody, slaying his demon at Crown Jewel. Seth, he finally got it. He finally defeated Cody. And it was time that Seth finally got a win over Cody. And now that was just the end of Crown Jewel, the ending of the show. We saw Seth Rollins and Stephanie Valkyrie celebrating their Crown Jewel championship. And that is just my take on Crown Jewel.
It was a phenomenal show, wasn't it? I mean, it was unbelievable. The first match, the Australian street fight, was really good. I liked the mood that they were getting the fans in. Roman was on fire, throwing Australian footballs about. I would never want to see Roman Reigns coming up to a crease, as we say for the cricket, and try to hit one of those balls because he will smack that ball right out of the ground. He was brilliant with a cricket bat. The street fight was really good. The only thing I was disappointed with, there was no kangaroos. But the fans, while you were talking about the Cena match with the Fireflies, the fans won SmackDown, Crown Jewel, and when we talk about Raw, the crowd were unbelievable. And for me, were the best crowd of the year in overseas and in America. Unbelievable crowd. Rightfully, me and you predicted Bronson Reed would win. You didn't want to go against your tribal chief, but you did say Reed probably will win. Stephanie, we both have Stephanie. I thought that was a really good match. Short timed, but I could see like Stephanie being out of that rocket, or like she's gonna go be out there with Rhea Ripley in the next year or so. It was a really good match. The tag team match was really, really good. It told a story. My MVP on that was definitely Asuka. I never ever heard a crowd ever in wrestling, indies and that, for someone to call someone a shit C word. I mean, to hear people say Asuka is a see you next week, Tuesday, it's crazy. It is a crazy, crazy crowd. Definitely good win. I think me and you both. I think you predicted the Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah, I picked the Kabuki Warriors, but I had a change of heart on Friday, and I says I'm just changing my pick and just go with Rhea and Io.
That was a good idea because my gosh, they definitely won that. The main event was really good. It's a shame about the injury, but it told a story. The crossroads off the top rope was a crazy sight. Seth finally winning. We knew both had Seth anyway. It was a really good match. I'm a sucker for storytelling in the ring, but that was a really good match. But my God, Cena versus AJ is one of the best matches of the year, if not the decade, because it fucking got us in the feels. Well, the entrance, the introductions, I mean, just the moves like you said, Chris, like the school Mrs. Finisher. You got Undertaker's two finishers, Undertaker / King because Chip's done. Then you got Samoa Joe's sleeper clutch move. Then you got Kazarian's move. This match had everything, and there were falls, and you didn't know who will hit. It was one, and he did say they were going to put on a banger, and they absolutely put on a banger. And I could watch that move over and over again. And still, when that first happened, and he hit the Sister Abigail, mate, I felt like emotional just to see the Fireflies. I was like, oh man, that's professional wrestling just telling a story. Yeah, what Crown Jewel is one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year, and definitely beat WrestlePalooza from last month. But yep.
And I'm gonna say this with the John Cena AJ Styles match. Mark my word, when WWE does their Slammy Awards in 2026 during WrestleMania weekend, that match will be on the ballot of match of the year. And I wouldn't be surprised if Cena and Styles win for match of the year.
Oh, absolutely. It's got tough because you got that match, then you got Evolution match between Io and Rhea. Then you got the triple threat at WrestleMania between Reigns, Rollins, and Punk. I mean, it's a horror category, but I'm really hope that the Cena match, definitely. Well, you got Cody also at SummerSlam, but Cena versus AJ's definitely got to win it. But let's keep into the Australian theme, and let's go on to Monday Night Raw. Wow, what a Monday Night Raw, because we did not expect what will happen on Monday Night Raw. What was your take on Monday Night Raw? I know what's going to be. I know what's going to be.
My take on Monday Night Raw, it was a great show from top to bottom. I had to watch the replay of Monday Night Raw because I was at work at 8:30 in the morning, so I couldn't been able to watch it, but I watched the replay of it, and I'm going to tell you, it was great. What I got out of Monday Night Raw was Seth Rollins and the Vision promo, where Seth Rollins says, I don't need Braun Breaker. I don't need Bronson Reed. I don't need Paul Heyman. Braun Breaker looked kind of upset on the way Seth Rollins was speaking. And I thought to myself, Seth Rollins is just being cocky that he's the world champion. He's the Crown Jewel Championship, and nobody could take him off of the mountain top. So that's what my first thing I got out of Raw was. The next thing I got out of Raw was the main event, was CM Punk, LA Knight, Jey Uso. Let me redo that again. The main event, CM Punk versus LA Knight. Yeah. Taking on Jey Uso. Yeet. Now it made the triple threat even better with my introduction. So the main event was great. CM Punk gained the win. We all knew Punk was going to be in line to get the World Heavyweight Championship. It wasn't Jey Uso's time again, and it wasn't LA Knight's time. But LA Knight's time will happen soon. I'm hoping LA Knight wins a World Championship down the road. CM Punk gained the win. Then the Vision, they took out CM Punk. and you all thought the show was over. When I
did.
saw the what is that thing called? The closing
The credits. The closing credits.
the credits, and then on the bottom they do where Monday Night Raw is going to be at for next week. When I saw the credits, and I says, okay, are they ending the show like this? And when I saw Braun Breaker, I was like, oh my gosh. When I saw that spear, I just said, you gotta be kidding me. I was stunned. I was stunned from top to bottom when I saw that. Then Braun Breaker told Bronson Reed, you have a choice. Be with him or be with me. Bronson Reed decided to go be with Braun Breaker. Then Paul Heyman had a choice to be with him or be with us. And Paul Heyman, he turned his back on Seth Rollins. And I give credit for WWE when they did the Braun Breaker thing. It stand still. It was still, and I said, okay. And I give them credit for just letting it breathe. Let us soak it in for a minute before the next thing happened. And then the next thing after that, the Vision, they broke up. But I feel this is not the Vision no more. This is complete dominance from Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, and the reason that they had to do this breakup is because Seth Rollins is injured. And what I'm putting in air quotes, because Seth Rollins, he always loves to fake an injury. So is Seth really hurt or is Seth not hurt? I don't know what to believe in Seth Rollins. And personally, I don't know what to believe with injuries in WWE these days. When I see people getting injured, I says, okay, is this legit? Is this not legit? They're just making us go crazy this year with injuries. But I am going to make a bold prediction. I'm going to say it once again, this is all work. It is a work. And here's why it's going to be a work. I do feel that Seth could be taking time off again, and he probably will come back if we get something on Monday and Seth Rollins comes out, kicks off Monday Night Raw, and he has to vacate the World Championship. Okay, but you could have Braun Breaker be in that position and take on CM Punk for Saturday night's main event, because CM Punk is on the poster for Saturday night's main event on November 1st from Salt Lake City, Utah. So I don't know what's going to be happening there, but I am going to say this is all a work. Seth Rollins will be competing again, and I feel he's going to be competing in War Games. And what I've said, we are going to see the Vision versus Team Roman Reigns. I never specify who's going to be on the I did say who's going to be on the Vision and Team Roman. I'm going to change it up. For Team Roman, it's going to be Roman Reigns and the Usos, CM Punk, and Seth freaking Rollins. I feel Seth is going to team up with Roman once again. They're going to finally bury the hatchet, and they're finally going to team up. CM Punk and Seth Rollins, they could bury their hatchet and go out and team up for War Games. Going up against the Visions, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. You got Austin Theory. You got Brock Lesnar. I don't know who's going to be the fifth person. If I'm predicting the fifth person, I would gonna say Drew McIntyre. Those will be the 5 for War Games. That's what I got out of Monday Night Raw. What was your take on Monday Night Raw?
I put there are only two things on Monday Night Raw. The first thing was the Penta versus Dirty Dom match was really good. I like the very clever finish by Dominic. I do feel we're going to get a triple threat match in the near future between Rusev, Penta, and Dominic for the IC title. But Dirty Dom at the moment is just killing it, and I don't know if he's a face or a heel, but he's in that middle bit or something. But he is fun to watch at the moment. I can't argue with that. Second take was what you said about the main event. I think it's been a bad couple of weeks now for Jey Uso. He's been pinned twice in tag team matches. He speared Roman through a table at Crown Jewel. And now he's been pinned and got his grill knocked out, but got pinned by CM Punk. So he's not had the best couple of weeks. So I feel we're going to get a real heel Jey Uso soon. There will be no eating for the time being. But yeah, I'm the same as you. When I saw the rolling credits, I see Paul Levesque, I see Lee Fitton coming up, and they show next week's show. I'm like, oh, okay, division on top again. It's getting boring now. Unlike you, I didn't see Breaker go to the corner. Oh, I literally was about to just spit off my Netflix, and then all of a sudden I see the spear. I'm like, oh, hang on. I was like, holy shit. And you see all the reactions on our Instagram page, on our stories, what we shared. On every streamer, they said the exact same thing as holy shit. And obviously, they fast forward this storyline 6 months because it was supposed to happen next year. But because he Seth's injured due to the rotator cuff injury, which is the same injury that Chad Gable has, and he's out for numerous number of months. I feel that finish to Raw is one of the most shocking things up there with John Cena betraying Cody. For Saturday night main event, I think it'll be Punk versus LA for the title. And I feel Seth is legitimate injured. I know we always get that legitimate injured, but I think he's proper injured, and I don't think we're going to see him until next SummerSlam or next Backlash after WrestleMania, something like that. But it's going to be a crazy, crazy couple of months now to WrestleMania. But it was a crazy, crazy rule. Before we go on to our NXT review, there's a word from our sponsors. You ever wake up feeling like you've been powerbombed through your mattress? Yeah, me too. And that's why we drink Strong Coffee Company, the only coffee enough to cut a promo before sunrise. It's got caffeine, collagen, MCT oil, basically everything but a folding chair. Use the code PEDIGREE at strongcoffeecompany.com for 20% off. Use the code PEDIGREE at strongcoffeecompany.com for 20% off your order. Strong coffee for mornings that hit harder than your stepdad's finishing move. And I definitely need one of those coffees for tomorrow. Let's start off with someone that don't need coffee because they keep us up all night, and that is NXT. I'll do my quick take on NXT. I'm looking forward to Havoc It was good build up to Havoc. Ricky Saints versus Trick. I'm looking forward to that. I'm happy with the new number one contender for the women's title. I like the shock. I like the move they're going for. And I am pissed off that I did not see Joe Hendry on this NXT episode. Now that
You
was my
said his name.
and he did not appear this week. God damn it. What's your take on NXT?
My take on NXT, what I got out of it was the opening match with Matt Cardona and Josh Briggs. That was a great match. I'm happy that Matt Cardona finally competed in a WWE ring again. It was for NXT. I do feel Matt Cardona, he gave it his all, but Josh Briggs, they're going to be pushing Josh Briggs from here on out. Matt Cardona, the next time you'll see him in a WWE ring is, hopefully they could sign Matt Cardona to a WWE contract and we can get him on Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, and competes for PLEs and also winning championships. So hopefully Matt Cardona shows up again in WWE, but for the main roster. And also the Blake Moreau and Zarya match. I'm happy for my girl, Blake Moreau, for getting the W. Hopefully Blake Moreau can go off and challenge for the NXT Women's Championship down the road. What's next for Zarya and Sol Ruca? I'm seeing there's gonna be tensions with them, and is finally getting started. And they're gonna pull. I feel WWE, they're gonna pull the trigger on it very soon for Zarya to go heel. She'll be better as a heel. She'll be doing great work as a heel. And Zarya, she's going to be the one to dethrone Sol Ruca of the NXT North American Championship. I'm sticking to that. And hopefully I get it right. So we're just going to have to wait a little bit longer for whenever WWE pulls that trigger. When they do, Zarya will become the NXT North American Champion. And another thing is Tatum Paxley winning the Battle Royal on Tuesday. I'm happy for her. It's been well overdue. She deserves it. And the crowd, they were stunned for Tatum Paxley. Lyra Valkyria coming out to reunite with her bestie, Tatum Paxley. And now, a week from Saturday on October 25th, we had Tatum Paxley, JC Jane for the NXT Women's Championship at NXT Halloween Havoc.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to Halloween Havoc. There's some banger matches gonna happen, like the Hardys versus Dark State for the NXT titles. Tricky Williams will face the champion Ricky Saints for the NXT World Championship. JC Jane for the same, like you said. There's a quick one I just want to ask you. So Ruka gave her spot to Zara. So Ruka got beaten up by your girl, Blake Monroe. And Zara went over the top rope to count to and eliminated herself to check her friend. How do you feel that's going to go down next week?
I feel Sol Ruca's gonna tell Zarya, why did you come in and check up on me? You could have just stayed in the match and you could have won and had a championship, but she could say, I'm wanting to check up on you, and the tension is still gonna be there. Is what I'm just gonna stick by it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think the seed of their demise as friendship is planted in that. Monroe did it just in that movement. And talking of demise and seeds being planted, let's go on to AEW's 3 hour show, AEW slash Dynamite slash Collision 1 hour. It was an action packed show. Right? There was a lot of great wrestling and a lot of good um, promos and segments. Three things I took from that was Darby Allen and John Moxley build up is fucking amazing. I love this build up. Them in the jail cell and they're face to face and that was brilliant. I like the build up. Darby getting beaten up when he enters the arena by every member of Death Destroyers and still gets in the ring, calls John out on Summit, and Moxley hits him. You could tell the mind games has got to John Moxley, and I feel we could see Darby Allin maybe getting the edge of it. Willow Nightingale was phenomenal last night. I really like her matches. I thought she was really good last night. And the other one to take from it is Tony Storm and Chris Statlander was brilliant to kick off and to piss off Renee and then just walk to the ring and have a good punch up is brilliant. I loved it. And it was a very good Dynamite slash Collision. I look forward to the weekend. What was your take on AEW Dynamite slash Collision?
My take on that is I only watched AEW Dynamite. I did not watch AEW Collision because I don't watch AEW Collision. It will be too much wrestling for me. What I got out of it was definitely what you said, the opener, Thomas Tony Storm, Chris Statlander. They had the sit-down interview, and then bada bing, bada boom, Thomas Tony Storm said Chris Statlander, let's go to the ring. And when they went to the ring, they just had a brawl. And I'm looking forward on that match this Saturday at WrestleDream. Thomas Tony Storm, Chris Statlander is going to be a fun, entertaining match for the Women's World Championship. What else I got out of it was Mercedes Moné. She had a backstage interview with Renee talking about how Mercedes Moné won all 10 championships. And personally, Mercedes Moné, she's been doing a good job in 2025. She has 10 championships. Is she looking to add more? Probably. And I just feel Mercedes Moné, she has creative control in every company that she goes into. And also a match was the main event, the Ops versus LF5 for the Trios Championships. The Ops gained the win, and then Hangman Adam Page took down LF5 with the Ops at the end, and we had the stare down with Samoa Joe and Hangman Adam Page as they head towards the AEW World Championship this Saturday at WrestleDream. That's also going to be another match that I'm looking forward to the most. And that's just basically it.
It was a very good show. It was a 3 hour show, obviously, and I can understand why you don't watch Collision because there's so much wrestling. Before we go on to our predictions for WrestleDream, there's one thing. Do you think we might see a retirement tour for Samoa Joe next year? Or whenever the last year of contract?
Well, whenever whenever Samoa Joe's AEW contract gets done, I do see maybe AEW and Tony Khan having a conversation with Samoa Joe and says, hey, with your retirement coming up, and I know you want to retire, how do you want to go about this? I just feel like we're not going to get a retirement tour. I don't see it. Tony Khan, he never did anything with Sting with his retirement tour. He just did just a final match, and it was him and Darby against the Young Bucks. I feel it's going to be similar to that.
Just one retirement match, and that's it.
One retirement match, and that's it.
It's understandable. One quick question. I've got to ask you this every week now until December the 13th. Who will be John Cena's last opponent?
Now you put me in the darn hot seat.
And I'm going to do that. I'm going to ask you every week, because every week it'll probably be different, because obviously, like you said, there's 4 dates left. 2 on Monday Night Raw, which is in Boston and New York, Madison Square Garden. Then we got the Padres Stadium for War Games, and then we got Washington for Saturday night main event. Who do you think will be the final opponent this week, as we were recording on the 17th of October? Who will be the final opponent?
Oh, this is going to be hard because what I'm hearing is the reports about Dominic John Cena Survivor Series. That's a PLE match for the Intercontinental Championship. And if that does happen for the Intercontinental Championship, I'm going to make a bold prediction. I'm throwing it out here right now. And if whoever is listening to this or watching it, if you want to reach out to me and I'll give you my reasoning, I'm making a bold prediction. John Cena is winning the Intercontinental Championship at Survivor Series. If that match does happen, mark my words, Cena gets the Intercontinental Championship. Cena has never held the Intercontinental Championship before. He'll finally get the Intercontinental Championship at Survivor Series. You can have John Cena go into his final match, whoever it's going to be. He could win his final match with the Intercontinental Championship, and maybe the next week or so, maybe that Monday, you can start having an Intercontinental Championship tournament, and you could crown a brand new Intercontinental Championship. I know everybody's been saying, oh, it's going to be Gunther as his final opponent. That I feel like that's the safe pick right now, is Gunther. But I'm just going to throw this out here, and I have 2 names in mind. I would love for WWE and AEW to have a conversation and allow us to have Adam Copeland one last time. Just for one match, one night. Tony Khan allows it to happen. Edge could come back to WWE to fight John Cena. If it's not going to be John Cena, what if they do an open challenge? John Cena loves open challenges. He created the United States Championship Open Challenge. What if they do an open challenge where we don't know who's John Cena's last opponent, and John Cena could build it up, like maybe on social media, and says, hey, I'm throwing out an open challenge. Whoever wants to fight me one last time, the ball is in everybody's court. So I see an open challenge, and I'm throwing it out here right now. I'm just going to say his final opponent is Brock Lesnar.
Ooh, that you are going to get some heat.
And here's why. Here's why I don't care if I get heat. I don't care if people boo me or cheer me. I don't care. The reason I'm saying it could be Brock Lesnar, it's because John Cena could go out and he could slay his demon, that is Brock Lesnar, and finally put this to rest.
That is good reasoning. Very good reasoning. So we're saying Brock Lesnar this week.
Yes.
All right then.
Who do you think his final opponent's going to be?
I was going to say he's going to put over a youngster. I would be surprised if he puts over someone like a Miles Bourne. Because like you say, we listen to like reports and dirt sheets, and you say people are coming out from SmackDown, right? Apparently NXT are getting some cool ups before then. We could have Tricky Williams versus John Cena. But at the moment, I got Miles Bourne. But thinking about it now, I think it could be tricky. It'd be definitely Tricky Williams, probably. So Brock Lesnar for you, Tricky Williams for me this week. Let's get into our prediction bit where we were very, very close to doing our own all of them correct at Crown Jewel. Obviously this weekend is AEW WrestleDream. I do like WrestleDream. I think it's a really good pay-per-view. It'll be at it'll be in St. Louis, Missouri. And the matches, there's four actually matches on the pre-show, which will be the Saturday yet hour of Collision. And there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 matches on WrestleDream. So they actually are listening. It won't be a long pay-per-view. Let's get into it. For the pre-show, FTR. We found out it stands for Feel the Wrath by Hardy Cameron said. So FTR versus Jet Speed. I got Jet Speed. Who have you got?
As of now, I'm going to go out and say FTR for the win.
Ooh, go for the assholes. For the second match, Eddie Kingston and Hook versus to be announced. I have heard no idea who it might be, but Eddie Kingston is on a roll since his return from injury at All Out, and Hook is just a proper badass, so I go for them. Who have you got for?
I'm agreeing with you, Eddie Kingston and Hook.
Then we got Australian favorite Hardy Cameron and William Nightingale versus Divine Vanity of Mega Bane and Penelope Ford. I got Cameron and Nightingale. Who have you got?
I'm going to go out and says I'm agreeing with you. I feel Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron are going to get the win. And I feel on the tailgate brawl, I feel they're going to want to split up the baby faces and the heels with the wins.
That's a fair point. And the last match on there been announced is an 8-man tag team match. Roderick Strong and a collaboration of Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, and Ushi versus the Death Riders of Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Daniel Garcia, and Pac. I noticed they took Bastard out, so it's just Pac. I go for the Death Riders on this. What have you got for?
I'm agreeing with you. I also got the Death Riders with the win.
Then we go on to the main show, and we have the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and MVP versus the man of Ricochet, Bishop Khan, and Toa Loa, the Tornado Trios match. Who have you got for this one?
I got the man. I got Ricochet and GOA with the win. They need this win the most. They got the win at All Out. The Hurt Syndicate got the win on an episode of AEW, and this is their rubber match. The Demand get the win, and I see Ricochet and GOA going to go challenge for the Trios Championships.
I got the Hurt Syndicate to win this one. I feel after that loss on Wednesday, on last night, I feel they'll get a revenge. We had Jimmy Hater versus Thekla. I got Thekla for this one. Who have you got?
I also agree with you. I got Tekla for the win, and I feel Tony Khan sees a lot of potential in Tekla going into the end of 2025, going into 2026. And I feel he lost faith in Jamie Hayter.
Wow, that's a interesting take on that. Cool. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be Tekla. I mean, her promo on Wednesday. She was brilliant. We have for the tag team for the AEW World Tag Team Championship, we have Brodino, which is Badino and Brody King defend their titles against the Don Callis family of Okada and Takeshita. Well, obviously, with Don Callis will be on commentary. I'll go for Brodino. I think Brodino will do it. I feel the newly crowned IWGP World Heavyweight Champion will have enough of good Okada, and you'll just tell them to piss off. What is your pick?
I also agree with you. I also got Brodito winning this match, and I feel Tatesta and Okada are going to cost one another. Takeshita, he's going to have enough with Okada. I see Tatesta leaving the Don Callis family, and I'm also saying this. I think Tatesta is going to win the Continental Classic, and he's going to be the one to dethrone Okada for the AEW Unified Championship.
That's a great shout, and I feel that's going to happen also. A singles match for the AEW TNT Championship. We have Cole Fletcher defend his title against Mark Briscoe. I go for them boys. I go for Mark Briscoe to be the new champ. What about you?
Wow, you just made a shocking pick. I'm gonna disagree with you. There's no way that they're gonna have Kyle Fletcher drop the championship to Mark Briscoe. Kyle Fletcher, he's been doing a great job as championship, and I feel he's gonna continue on as TNT champion. Kyle Fletcher for the win.
Understandable. He has been on a roll, but I feel anything that's possible when Mark Briscoe's wrestling. We have Jurassic Express, Jungle Jack Perry, and Luchasaurus versus the Young Bucks of Martin Nick Jackson. Tag team match. The winner will receive $500,000. I go for Jurassic Express. Who do we go for?
I totally agree with you. I got Jurassic Express winning it. The Young Bucks, they already won the money before. They're not going to win the money again.
Well, and if they do win the money, my God, they need to stay away from the casinos. AEW Women's World Championship will be on the line. Chris Statlander will defend her title against Timeless Tony Storm. I got Chris Statlander winning this, and it'll be a proper banger match. Who have you got for this one?
I totally agree with you. I got Chris Statlander retaining the AEW Women's World Championship.
That's agreeable. I mean, that rivalry is good. I hope it lasts, but I feel this is going to be the payoff. Hangman Adam Page will defend his AEW World Championship against Samoa Joe. I go for Hangman, but I feel this could be a touchy one. You never know how AEW will think, but I go for Hangman. What about you?
I also agree with you. I got Hangman Adam Page for the win. And what comes next after Saturday with WrestleDream, I feel we're going to be seeing the returning MJF.
Ooh. Oh shit! Yeah, because he was a wasted Forbidden Door.
Because the last time we saw MJF was all out against Mark Briscoe, and with MJF, he's on his honeymoon. He's still in
Yes.
his honeymoon phase. I think it's time that you bring MJF back this Saturday after the AEW World Championship match.
I totally agree. Totally agree. I'll be happy to see him back because he needs to be his old self. MJF needs to be that complete utter prick. Um, Apparently they're classing this as the main event. I don't know if it is, but it should be because I think this is going to be the most violent match we'll ever fucking see. Is the I Quit match versus Darby Allin versus John Moxley. I don't know who the fuck will win this match. I will probably put money on John. Who have you gone for?
I got Darby Allin winning this. I got Darby picking up the win because he lost the coffin match at All Out. I feel he's going to finally get the win in an I Quit match against John Moxley. And this rivalry, this is not done yet. I do feel we're going to have a third match in the trilogy with John Moxley and Darby Allin, and it's all going to culminate at AEW Full Gear on Saturday, November 22nd.
What the hell can they do after I Quit match?
Easy. Texas Death.
Oh, shit, yes. God, that'd be a great match. Either way, we know it's going to be violent on Saturday. And you have flamethrowers, we have Molotov cocktail, we've had beating up in prisons. It's going to be crazy, crazy match. I got John Moxley, but I'm thinking just because of Death Riders in my back of my head. So that's our predictions for this weekend. We'll be back probably just after Wednesday due to working stuff. So next week's Rotz Report will be live. As from next week, all of our shows will be live on Facebook page as we're allowed to stream from there now. What will also be different is we will not be talking about a week's wrestling anymore or our opinions. We will be talking about the top 10 Royal Rumble winners, in our opinion. This is where me and Ross will probably argue a lot, ladies and gentlemen, next week, because we'll have totally different lists to compare to one. And when we do our list, whoever listens, and then the following week we'll put a list out of who had the best list, and then we'll the following week we'll see who won that list. You had the best list, sorry. So one thing for going is Christopher Ross. Where can people find you?
Well, where everybody can find me at is on my Facebook account is Christopher Rotz. My X account is CRotz24. My Instagram is CMROTZ_1316. I always have a blast here on the Rotz Report. And what Maddie alluded to, we're be taking a break with talking about what's been going on in wrestling. We're going to be doing the top 10 Royal Rumble winners. I am looking forward on next week's show. It is going to be amazing. I'm going to get my list ready to go. So we're just going to have a good time next week. Always be positive in our country and whatever. Just be positive and just enjoy life to the fullest. Enjoy life day by day. If you're having a bad day, turn those bad days into positive day. Just think about positive stuff that will make you be happier every single day. Just enjoy life. Just enjoy professional wrestling. And always say yeah to NoDQ.com. And also, I believe in Joe Hendry.
Oh yeah. Thank you once again, Chris, for doing this. So next week is the premiere episode of the Rotz Report on Wrestling Pedigree Facebook page. You can find us on YouTube and Instagram, Wrestling Pedigree 92. You can find me at Matty W freaking 8 on X, and you can find us now on TikTok, as we have a new profile on there, Wrestling Pedigree also, where you'll find the clips of our shows also on there. So from next week, top 10 Royal Rumble winners, and for this weekend coming up, enjoy professional wrestling, enjoy WrestleDream, enjoy indie wrestling. Stay safe out there, and thank you once again for joining us on the Rotz Report. Until next time. Last night you were the champ. This morning you're crawling into the bathroom like you just took a chair shot to the liver. Time to tag in Le Cure, the undisputed hangover recovery heavyweight. Packed with side stuff like DHM, B vitamins, and ingredients you can't pronounce, but your liver will love you for it. Pop a gun, me, power up, and stop waking up like a jobber. Go to lecure.com, use the code PEDIGREE, and you get 20% off your order. That's right. Go to lecure.com, use the code PEDIGREE, and you get 20% off your order, because legends don't puke.